Okay, so now let's
No, ma'am.
finish this lesson, because the 9th A group I have already started with the French Revolution. I have done the introduction yesterday, and if possible, after finishing the last section, which we'll be able to cover very quickly because not much is there in the fourth section of this lesson. So we'll start with the French Revolution also after this, if we are able to finish this fast. Okay, we've already covered the case study on the Bastar Rebellion in the last class. And now let's start with the question answers. We were doing a recap of the Bastar Rebellion. Let's start with that. Okay, so that you can catch up from where we left off in the last class. I request all of you to be punctual, because it is very distracting for me to admit all of you in the class in the middle of the lecture. Please be on time. Now Anoop, Sai, all these people are coming late. Now they are getting into the classroom. So please be punctual, children. Okay, so now I'm sharing the screen of the recap questions. Fill in the blanks. Is the screen visible to all? Fill in the blanks, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the first question.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody will answer in chorus. Just raise your hands and I will answer the question. Question number 1 is, fill in the blanks. Bastar is located in the southernmost part of dash. Only answer one. Give one answer. Raise your hands. Okay, Kunj, you can answer.
Chhattisgarh.
Very good. Now, and it shares the borders of dash. Aviral, only one answer. Aviral, you can answer.
Yes, ma'am. Maharashtra.
Not audible. Kushagra, you can answer.
Maharashtra,
Maharashtra.
Odisha,
Okay.
Madhya Pradesh,
Not Madhya Pradesh.
Odisha,
Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So
Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka.
Only shares borders with Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Maharashtra. Madhya Pradesh is not the right answer. Please keep that in mind. Don't write if it comes in your exam. Don't write Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So Chhattisgarh shares its boundary, the southernmost part of Chhattisgarh, which is now currently it is known as the district of Bastar. It shares its boundaries with only 3 states of India, that is Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Maharashtra. Okay, so Bastar is located in the southernmost part of Chhattisgarh, and its borders and borders of Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Maharashtra. Okay, now next question, please raise your hands. The dash, one at a time, only one student can answer. One name of one tribe. Yes, Nilay, give me name of only one tribe.
Gond.
Gond, okay. Second, anybody else? Nilay will not answer. Yes, Aviral.
Ma'am, Bhatras.
Okay, Bhatras, very good. Next. Anybody else?
Ma'am, Bhils.
Bhils is not the right answer. In your book, there are 4 tribes mentioned.
Ma'am, Ahoms.
No, Ahoms are in the northeast. Who said Ahoms? How can you answer like that? Please be attentive in my class.
Ma'am.
There were 4. Listen, children, pay attention here. We are talking about.
Ma'am, you told of any tribe, so I told.
No. I have shown you the fill in the blanks. Just check the question first. Be attentive in my class. Are you looking at the slide? Is the slide visible to you? If not, then let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
You should be giving the correct answers, children.
Ma'am, Mundas.
Wait. Is the fill in the blanks visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are right now talking about Bastar, the Bastar district, where is it located? In the southernmost part of Chhattisgarh. So there are 4 main tribes that live in this area. Gonds, Nilay has already mentioned. Bhatras, somebody else. Aviral has mentioned. So 2 more to go. Please raise your hands. And Bhils and Ahoms is not the right answer. Please raise your hands. Aviral, please answer the complete question. 2 more tribes also.
Ma'am, Dhruvas,
Dhruvas.
Bhatras, Gonds, and Marias.
No, Marias is also known as Gond. So the last one is the Halbas. Okay, so these are the 4 tribes that
Okay,
are
ma'am.
these are the 4 tribes which are there in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. Don't answer any other write any other tribe name for this question. Okay, these are the main 4 tribes. You are already aware that Dhurva tribe was the one. The Gundadhur was mainly the rebellion started by the Dhurvas, and Gundadhur was belonged to which village? Nethanar village. Okay, and he belonged to the Dhurva tribe. So that is from where the Bastar rebellion sparked off, because in this particular area the reservation was first enforced by the Britishers. Okay, so please be attentive and you must remember what I have taught you in the previous classes. Okay, the villagers paid a small fee called dash in exchange for the wood from the forest of another village. Yes. Okay, Kunj, you can answer.
Dund.
Dand. Okay, you can write Dand, or there are 2 other names also, Devasari and Mand. You can write other names of the fee also, that would also be right. Okay, the last question is, the Bastar rebellion first started in the dash and soon spread to other parts of the state. Where did it start first? If you remember the map of Bastar, I'll quickly show you the map of Bastar here. Yeah, is this map visible to all? Is the map visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I want to, here you have earlier Bastar was just the yellow part before the year 2000. And after the year 2000, all these 3 areas, that is Kanker, Bastar and Dantewada, all 3 were combined to make one district, that was the district of Bastar in the southern part of Chhattisgarh. Now you let me know in which part of the entire region of Bastar the rebellion first sparked off. Please raise your hands. Which part the rebellion started? Rutvij, can you answer the question? Are there no girls in this class? Girls are not answering in this class. Apurva, can you answer the question?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Why you don't know? Were you absent in the last class?
No, ma'am.
Then what are you going to do tomorrow in the test? Because I'm going to share your scores with Padmavati madam. If you're not attentive in the class, it's you are going to pay for it. We're working so hard for you to preparing all these PPTs and presentations so that you learn something here. Don't be online just for the sake of being there. Children, be attentive in the class. Yes, Aviral, anybody who can answer this question?
Ma'am, western part. Ma'am, western part.
There were 3 districts. Kanker was there, Bastar was there, and the Dantewada was there. कौन से district में सबसे पहले rebellion शुरू हुआ? I have explained this in the last class.
Ma'am, Dantewada.
No. Wrong answer.
Okay.
It was started in the Kanker area first. This was the beginning when I was explaining you about the rebellion. This way it is not going to work, children. If you are not attentive for the class, you will pay for it in your exams. Please be attentive in the class. Don't just be online just for the sake of attending the class. And what if I'm not going to repeat all this for you? Don't be in this notion that when the school reopens, we are going to teach all this again. Don't be in this notion. All right, let's begin with the last section of this lesson. That is I'll quickly come to Java. Okay, this is the end of the section on Bastar. Please go through the third section again, because next week I will be taking a test on the third and fourth section. All right, today I'm going to start with the forest transformations in Java. I'm going to give you an introduction. Java is an island which is located, it is a part of Indonesia. You already know this is the southern. Is the screen visible to all? Yes?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Children,
ma'am.
here, this is
Yes,
Java.
ma'am.
Here is Java located. This is these are Indonesian islands in the Southeast Asia. Okay, this is the area where you find the rainforest, the tropical rainforest, and equator passes through this area. So you have dense forests in this area also. And here, the difference between India and Java is just that in India, the rule of the Britishers was there. The colonial rule was, India was a colony of the British. But on the other hand, in Indonesia, here in Java, there was a rule of the Dutch people. Can anybody tell me, Dutch people belong to which country?
Germany.
Germany and mainly Netherlands. Okay, so it was mainly the Dutch people whose colony it was, Indonesia was. And currently it is mainly famous for the production of rice. Mainly rice cultivation is done in this area. It's very near to the equator if you talk about the geographical location of this place. Okay, and a similar kind of rules and similar kind of rebellion happened in the island of Java in Indonesia when we had the Bastar rebellion in 1910. Okay, over there after 1907, similar situations happened, and over there also a similar kind of rebellion happened, and let's look at that now. Okay, and from exam point of view, please make sure that you are able to mark Java on the map of the world. So I'm showing you here the map, and it is there in your textbook also. Okay, in Indonesia map, and this is the island of Java here, and I have shown you here on the world map also. This is the island of Java. Okay, here, this is there in your textbook also. So please remember where to mark it. Okay, these questions are important. Now children, I'll quickly play a video on Java now. Okay, how the rebellion happened in Java. Okay, and it was mainly the Dutch who were who controlled the territory, the Java territory in Indonesia, and they also started the similar scientific forestry in this area, just like the British did. And in the year 1600, the population of Java was estimated to 3.4 million. Okay, there were many villages in the fertile plains, but there were also many communities living in the mountains and practicing shifting cultivation. So very similar situations were there, just like in the case of India. So children, I'm going to share a slide quickly so that we can cover this section quickly. Is this screen visible to all? Forest transformations in Java.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am playing the video, but don't be online with me just for the sake of being with me. Please pay attention to the video, okay? We are going to cover the last section of forest society and colonialism. Pay attention to this.
Similarities between the development in the forest services and forest laws of India and Java. What would you say if I told you that when people in the US celebrate Thanksgiving Day, they're actually celebrating a counterpart of Vaisakhi celebrated in India, and vice versa? Even though the two festivals are celebrated by the people of two different countries with different customs and rituals, they are similar to a great extent. Both Vaisakhi and Thanksgiving are celebrated to express joy over the harvest season and to express gratitude and thanks to God for it. Just as these two festivals of different countries are similar, the development and transformations of the forests of India and Java in Indonesia are similar to a great extent.
Is this clear to everyone that the situations were similar in India and Java, and the rebellion also happened during the same time in Java? Okay.
Forest management in Java and India was started by colonizers, the Dutch in Java and the British in India. Both carried out large-scale deforestation for timber to build ships and sleepers for railways. Shifting cultivation was practiced for several generations by the forest communities of both places. Remember the rebellion in Bastar in 1910 and the important role of Gundadur in the rebellion? The Kalangs, who were the woodcutting community of Java, also rebelled against the Dutch in 1770 to stand up against the laws that restricted their access to the forests.
So children, just like in India, there were four main communities in the Bastar district: the Dhurwas, the Bhatras, the Halbas, and the Gonds. Similarly, in Java, the main forest community was Kalangas. Okay, and they were they used to practice shifting cultivation, just like in the case of India, and they rebelled against the Dutch.
In Java, the initiative to stand up against the Dutch was taken by Surontiko Samin of Randu Blatung, a teak forest village. He argued that the Dutch had not created water, wood and air, and that they had no right to place restrictions on the natural forest resources that Mother Earth has given.
Please remember the name of the rebels and what they said and what was their philosophy and ideas, and how they encouraged others also to participate in the rebellion against the Dutch government.
Forest services and scientific forestry was also introduced by the colonizers in both Java and India to manage forests for shipbuilding and railways. The Dutch in Java practiced a system known as the Blandong-Diensten system, under which, just like the British in India, they imposed heavy rents on land under cultivation. Both the Dutch in Java and the British in India exploited the forest resources to meet their war needs. During the First World War and the...
Okay, so let me ask you the question. What was the Blandong system meant in Java? Please raise your hands quickly. Girls now. Yes. Anybody? Who will answer this question? Just now it was explained. What was the system?
Ma'am, it was system of imposing high rents.
Very good. It was a system of rent. How it was rented was the Dutch first imposed rents on the land which was cultivated, where shifting cultivation was being performed by the villagers. And these rents from the villagers, if they work collectively to provide free labor and buffaloes for cutting and transporting the timber. Okay, so this was the Blandongenstein system in Java. Okay, later instead of the rent exemption, forest villagers were given small wages. Okay, earlier rent was being imposed or they had to work for free, and later on they were given wages. What for? To help the Dutch government or the Dutch forest department in cutting the trees and transportation and other work. Okay, so this was what the system was all about.
Second World War. The British cut many trees in India to meet their war needs. Java faced a similar fate at the hands of the Dutch just before the Japanese occupation of Java. The Japanese further exploited the forests of Java and left the forests in an irretrievable state. The impacts of war took its toll on the forests of Java and India. The forests that were lost could never be restored to their original state. The forests of Java were transformed by the Dutch. The Javanese people may never have thought that somewhere in another part of the world, the Indians also met a similar fate at the hands of their colonizers, the British. Since the 1980s, the governments of
Okay, children. So what did the Japanese do in Java? What did they do with the forests? And when?
World War II. Ma'am, during the Second World War, they occupied Java and they exploited its resources.
Yes, very, very true. Especially during the world wars, even in India also, many of the forests, because they were utilizing the durable timber from these forests for building ships and for other purposes, and the forests were required for waging wars. If forests would have not been there, wars could not have been possible. So now when they were leaving the territory of Java, they burned all these forests. So they did a lot of deforestation and burning of the forest during those times. Okay, this is how it had a very drastic and very adverse effect on the forests in Java, and both in Java and India, in both the world wars.
Ma'am, some of the students are disconnected. They have message on
I'm adding them. I'm
WhatsApp
admitting
Ma'am, they
them.
are
to
saying
admit them.
to
I
admit
am
you.
admitting Advait. I've just admitted him. I'm doing that. Okay. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm also there.
different countries in Asia and Africa have learned from each other's pasts and are trying to find new ways for better forest management. They have learned a mutually beneficial system of forest management by allowing the forests to be managed by local forest dwellers, whereby both the forest dwellers and the forest department are benefited through conservation. You have now reached the end of the module on forest transformations in Java. In this module, you learned that the development and transformation of the forests in India and Java in Indonesia are similar to a great extent. Forest management, large-scale deforestation, and shifting cultivation were also practiced in Java. Like the people of Bastard, the Kalangs also rebelled against the Dutch in 1770. Surun Teko Samin took the initiative to stand up against the Dutch. Both the Dutch in Java and the British in India exploited the forest resources to meet their war needs.
Okay, so now I'll quickly share another screen which has the last part of the last paragraph of the lesson, which mainly talks about what the environmentalists and the scientists think about this forest management and how these changes affected the forest in these parts of the world, and how it was not good to practice forest management the way the colonial governments were practicing. Okay, let me share the screen with all of you. Is this page visible from your textbook? This is the last.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the conclusion. New developments in forestry.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So, since the 1980s, so we are talking about by the end of the 20th century, we have covered the period right from 1880 to the 1980s. So now what happened after the 1980s? What were the environmentalists they started? What was it that they started realizing? Okay, governments across Asia and Africa have begun to see that scientific forestry and the policy of keeping forest communities away from forests has resulted in many conflicts. Not only the people were unhappy, but there were many other implications on the environment also, because of the wars, because of too much of cutting of trees, because of introducing the forest management and having more and more plantations in these areas of some specific species of plants and trees, just like in the case of India. Okay, conservation of forests rather than collecting timber has become a more important goal. Just like in the case of India, you have in the last part of the Bastar rebellion, we know that this World Bank, they suggested that 4,600 hectares of natural sal trees should be replaced by tropical pine to provide pulp for the paper industry. So do you think clearing the area, 4,600 hectares is a large area to be deforested and the replantation of the pine tree just to provide paper in India? So this was a large scale cutting of trees, which was suggested by the World Bank. But do you think it was a right thing to do? Do you think it will conserve the flora and fauna in the area? Yes, children, it was not appropriate. But by the end of the 20th century, these scientists and environmentalists, they started realizing that this was not a good system of forest management, and scientific forestry was not scientific at all. Okay, conservation of forests rather than collecting timber has become a more important goal during those times. The government has recognized that it is in order to meet this goal, the people who live near the forest must be involved. Of course, people who are the tribals who have been living there for centuries, they know the forest much better than the other people who have not been there. Okay, in many cases across India, from Mizoram to Kerala, dense forests have survived only because of the efforts of the villagers, because they have protected them and in sacred groves known as the Sarnas, Devakudu, Karnrai, etc. Some villages have been patrolling their own forest. Patrolling, what do you understand by patrolling? Can anybody tell me? What is the
Guarding.
Guarding, yeah, they are checking during the night time also if anybody is coming in the forest and taking anything from the forest or cutting trees or killing any animals or doing any kind of poaching. So they themselves are protecting their forest, with each household taking it in turns instead of leaving it to the forest guards, because there is a lot of corruption was there in the Indian Forest Service at that time. Local forest communities and environmentalists today are thinking of different forms of forest management, where all kinds of species of plants and animals can be there in the forest for maintaining the ecosystem in these areas and avoid any further environmental degradation. So children, this brings us to the end of this particular lesson. Tomorrow I will be sharing with you the question answers for the last two sections. Tomorrow your class test will be conducted for section 1 and 2. And next week I will take a test on these two sections for both 9th and 9th A group and 9th B group. Okay. And also, if there are any doubts, let me know if you have any questions right now. Tomorrow your test also is there. Let me know if you have any queries, and please prepare the map also. I may ask you the map questions also. Okay, but not in this, tomorrow's test will not have the map. In the upcoming test, in the next test, I will be asking some questions from the map also. Any queries, children? Please raise your hands.
Ma'am, in test, there will be only MCQs and filling the blanks only, no, ma'am?
Don't shout, Om Jagtap, please.
No. They not only fill in the blanks, but there will be long answers also. 4 to 5 or 6 point question answers, whatever I have given, you have to learn them by heart. Last week, 9th A group has done very well. I will be sharing their scores tomorrow. Okay, 1 sentence answer, 3 to 4 sentence answers, 5 to 6 sentence answers also will be there in tomorrow's test from section 1 and 2. So please prepare for that tomorrow. I have to share your scores with Padmavati madam. Okay, how you
Ma'am, do we have to write it?
You have to type them.
Do it online only?
Online only. There will be a place to type the answers. Okay, MCQs you can just mark them.
Yes, ma'am, I saw it.
MCQs, and for short answers you just have to type the answers. Okay, so please
Okay,
be
ma'am.
ready for tomorrow. Now, children, this brings us to the end of this particular lesson. Shall we start? We still have 4 minutes left. So shall I quickly show you, give you an introduction of the French Revolution, the first lesson of
Yes,
history?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Let me just open the slide here. Okay. Children, when we are talking about, before we start with the actual events of what French Revolution was about, many of you are learning French also in school. You know a lot about France. So can you tell me what kind of a government is there in France today? Just like India is a democratic republic. Yes, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So what kind of government is there in France today? My first question to all of you. What type of government? You've seen the flag of France? Yes,
ma'am.
How many of you have learned French, are learning French in this class? I guess many are there for French. So do you know what kind of government is there in France?
Government.
It is a republican form of government. Very good, very good. So India is a democratic republic, and France is only a republic, just like United States. So what is the difference between democracy and republic? You all are in 9th grade now.
Ma'am, once we elect
Tanya wants to
our
answer. Yes.
May I tell?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, in India, if we elect the representative, we can again take back their powers. But in USA, if we elect them once, we cannot take back their powers.
That's very true. The bureaucracy is more powerful in a republican form of government. But here also we have certain rules. It's not that in a republican form of government, people don't choose the representative. It is the people, the voting is done there also, and they choose their representatives. But once they get the power, it is not easy to remove them from the position of power. But in case of India, India is a democratic republic. So we have a parliamentary form of democracy here, wherein people of India, they choose their prime minister, they choose their leaders and the ruling party. But parliamentary form of democracy means we have an opposition party sitting in the parliament who keeps on criticizing and find flaws in the ruling party, isn't it? And if there is a no confidence towards the ruling party and people are not happy, the people of the country are not happy, then the ruling party has to step down and re-election happens. That is why India is a democratic republic. On the other hand, in a republican form of government, this does not happen. Once you choose the representatives, the bureaucracy is far more powerful, and it is not easy for the people to make them step down from their position of power. So now when we're talking about the France, when we talk about French as becoming a republic, this happened after the French Revolution. Let me tell you, children, the French Revolution happened between the years 1789 to 1799. Initially, after that, it became the first republic. And we will, as we go through the series of events that happened in the French Revolution, we will get to know how the new ideas of liberty, fraternity, and equality were spread by the philosophers and thinkers of those times, and how it affected the other countries and the entire world. The new ideas of equality, fraternity, and liberty. Okay, how it had an impact, because these ideas were very new when we're talking about the 18th century. So now the next question to all of you, is the screen visible to everyone? French Revolution screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now
Ma'am,
Europe in
only
18...
some seconds are remaining.
Yes. Let me know if you have a...
Can
Few
is going to